Genesis 50:20, NIV. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. This verse from the book of Genesis encapsulates a profound and timeless truth about the ways in which God can work in our lives, even in the face of adversity and harm. It tells the story of Joseph, one of the 12 sons of Jacob, who experienced a series of trials and tribulations that ultimately led to this declaration. Joseph's life was marked by challenges and betrayal. He was his father's favorite son, which drew the envy and jealousy of his brothers. Their resentment grew to the point where they plotted to kill him. Instead, they decided to sell him into slavery, and Joseph was taken to Egypt. In Egypt, Joseph faced further hardships. He was falsely accused of a crime he did not commit and imprisoned. Despite these seemingly insurmountable setbacks, Joseph continued to demonstrate unwavering faith and integrity. His ability to interpret dreams caught the attention of Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, and Joseph was eventually appointed as the second-in-command in the land. The turning point in Joseph's story comes when a severe famine strikes the region and his estranged brothers come to Egypt seeking food. They unknowingly encounter their long-lost brother Joseph, who now holds great power and authority. It is at this moment that Joseph utters the verse in question, saying to his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." This verse is a testament to Joseph's understanding of the divine providence that had been at work in his life. Despite the suffering he endured, he recognized that God had a higher purpose in allowing these trials to unfold. Joseph's ability to forgive his brothers and to see the greater good that emerged from their actions is a powerful example of how God can bring about redemption and transformation in the midst of adversity. In our own lives, we often face challenges, disappointments, and even betrayal. These experiences can lead to feelings of anger, resentment, or despair. However, the story of Joseph reminds us that even in our darkest moments, there may be a greater purpose at play. Sometimes, the trials we face are stepping stones to something better, even if we cannot see it at the time. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela, a real-life example that mirrors the principles of Genesis 50:20. Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years due to his involvement in anti-apartheid activities in South Africa. His captivity was a result of political opposition to a deeply unjust system. However, during his time in prison, Mandela became a symbol of resilience, forgiveness, and reconciliation. When he was finally released, he played a pivotal role in ending apartheid and became South Africa's first black president. Mandela's ability to forgive his oppressors and work for a more just and equal society demonstrates how God's intentions for good can prevail, even in the face of immense adversity. In summary, Genesis 50:20 is a verse that speaks to the profound idea that God can use even the darkest moments in our lives for a greater purpose. Joseph's story and real-life examples like Nelson Mandela's show us that in times of suffering and betrayal, it is possible to find redemption, healing, and the potential to make a positive impact on the world. It is a message of hope and resilience that encourages us to trust in a higher plan, even when we cannot see it clearly in the midst of our trials.